Hello again, thanks for watching this video. It's been a long time coming, I'm afraid. Some 2 years after I promised I would make a fix-it video after a short review into a first look at this item I picked up that just needs a little bit of attention to get it working. So it's been stored away for a little while. I guess you could say, like the Four Tops, Avid Retro has been loco in Acapulco. But I'm back now, so let's have a look at this. One thing I noticed, and I was just having a look at the general condition, it looks pretty well as it did when I put it away, except for the mat is kind of lifted somewhat. So I went to try to put a record onto it, and this is what happens. It kind of lifts the record up a bit too high there, and it's a little bit uneven when it's sort of turning around, so that's not good. So I will need to somehow smooth this mat out, which I've just separated now from the platter. It was just held on with some double-sided tape, but I will need to do something about that because it's just not flat enough as it stands. But luckily the platter with this little bit of tape here does support the record, so it should be enough to kind of hold that record there and drive it. So I shall be able to give you a quick demo where we currently stand. And okay, so at the moment that's running at 33 and it's still running at 33. So there's a problem in the switch, which I identified in the earlier video. And also I think with the sound, let's have a look. It doesn't seem to be quite as bad as it was. Maybe the garage is quite dry. And these switches just need a little bit of work. Everything's a little bit sort of clicky there. It's got a very powerful radio, this. The aerial's down and it really does seem to kind of lock on quite well. Well, especially this way for some reason. Going this way up the dial. So I've got the aerial down at the moment. Yeah, not bad. Or 1 kilogram. Find out what it. So a few things to sort out then is to do with the switches here. I guess contact cleaner essentially. I need to be able to get really into here, so I'm going to have to take part of this front off. I think yeah, it looks like you can kind of take it off from the front and maybe get full access in there. So the other issue besides the speed on the turntable and the turntable mat seems to be with the cassette. So that was only working in one direction. So just to prove that, let's just put a cassette in like so. Let's play. Oh yeah, did you see that? It just stopped. That's no good. So I think the bout is actually a little bit worse. Oh, rewind's okay. Play just needs a bit of help there, doesn't it? So I'm going to take it apart now, this whole unit, and work on it bit by bit. So the areas to work on is this switch here for the speed, the record player. These switches along here and the adjusters, the slider, well, the two sliders here essentially, and the tuning, and also the tape. So it just needs a bit of a overhaul. But for such an old machine, it's amazing that it's actually working at all, and it does get quite loud. There you go. I can't really play it too long because of YouTube, but I will put a different cassette in once I've got the deck hopefully working as it should. I took this out eventually and I really buggered up the thread on it, so I'm hoping there's enough there to turn it back in afterwards. But the way I got that out, using a combination of pliers, so just gripping it really tightly and turning it anti-clockwise. So that's that out. I don't want anything to kind of fall down now. I need to kind of keep my finger in place a little bit. Doesn't matter if I bend that slightly, I can bend it back. The idea is that comes off like that. Ta-da! Hooray! One bout. And there it is. So it's obviously not enough. Not enough torque. And I will try to measure the bout. You probably find a 6 centimetre one, or even a little bit smaller. That's the radius. So 6 centimetres is probably too much. It's probably, because this is stretched, maybe 5.5. Right, into the back box I go. Yep, I think I've got a replacement, so that's the original. And that's going to be the one I'm trying to use. Yeah, dropping down to 5. It's probably too much. Okay. 6 then. 6 it is. That's on that side. Hey, it's in the right place. Okay. Good. Too tight. Okay, should we see if the cassette is working? It would be a good experiment now, wouldn't it? It looks to be in the right place, that belt. Right, mains cable. Play. It's just me open it and play again. Oh, I can't stop it. Oh, it's definitely the belt then. Excellent. Let's put a cassette in. The volume. Is it on tape? Nope. Excellent. Oh, we've got to do something about that, haven't we? Now, I decided I will liberally spray all these switches from this side because the access is quite hard. I think with it at this angle I might have some luck at reaching some of those switches underneath these. So let's give that a go.
I've always punk attitude, and that was exactly what we were about. You know, where you say we on the way to, and the medicine is delivered at some point. It might not even be the point at which you're consuming it, but it might just be.
I think that's quite acceptable actually. You do have to be very careful when you're trying to get this case back together again, just because you don't want to mess up the turntable side. I'm lucky I don't have to change the belt because it does seem to be okay. That action seems to be working fine. So the last bit, I'm hoping just spraying into here. Well, just sprayed into the switch. It almost seems to feel like it's got a third position, but it hasn't. So there's only two speeds, so 45, of which it definitely is doing that now. 33. It's a bit like you can move it halfway thinking that you've altered the speed, but obviously not enough. But it just needs a definite kind of click for it to register the right speed. So that seems okay. Let's put it back to 45 and try a record, I think. And I just hope I haven't messed the plastics up. I'll give that a wipe in a minute and have a look. In the meantime, let's try a record. So I think you can agree it's been a somewhat of a success getting this back to life. So the radios seem to work anyway. Switches were a bit funny, weren't they? So they seem to be more definite. The player is playing at the right speed, and I've got the cassette deck working as well, which is good because it means I can record from records, doesn't it? Or at least that's what I'm hoping I can do. I guess I can. Now I ordered a mat for a different turntable and I actually got the wrong size. So this is one that I've had for a few months, not doing anything, and it is slightly bigger than this one. So let's take that record off carefully. So you can see that literally has covered that turntable like that, and it may go flat again. Maybe I need to do something with this, maybe boil it or something. Who knows? It's just disfigured itself now. See, it's turned up at the edges. But this one is flat. It is bigger, but it's not hugely bigger, and it's not going to interfere with the case or anything. Or will it? Let's feel the back. Will that slide in okay? Let's just see. Oh yeah, it's fine. So that's like a 7-inch size, isn't it? Which is better than the original. Yeah, that's a lot more supportive. Be much better when I'm playing LPs as well, because this will play 12 inches as well, because there's enough room in the back not to breach the back of the record, and obviously the record will hang over somewhat at the front. So that's good. I just need to stick this down. Use some double-sided tape like they did, I think, to do that. Yeah, okay. Let's put that arm on. There's a stylus replacement if you ever need to know. It's an EPS 41ST Sapphire stylus for this. One of the things that you realise is this has got a very light arm to it. So it's actually not a bad budget player for someone. Probably better than a lot of these modern ones. It's actually very, very light. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Before I close out this video, I thought it'd be nice, wouldn't it, just to see if it can actually record. Okay, so now let's try recording. Yeah, not bad for a car boot bargain. Well, about 12 years ago I paid, it's either £2.50 or £3 for this. So not a bad purchase. Something fun to muck about with anyway. I've no idea if this arm comes back. Probably not. No, it's a lift up yourself, manual effort. But now we're around the tape, we should be able to, let's fast forward a little bit, at least to the start, and play the recording. A slight bit of it. That doesn't sound too bad actually. Let's listen to a bit more. Just wait for the singing to start. And overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's very well made. I could just about change the bout without really getting into unknown territory, trying to take everything else out and apart. Obviously unplugging all the connectors and things would have been a bit of a nightmare, so I did avoid that. So thank you for watching this video. A pretty good result. The switch is a lot less noisy than it was, and I think with some use it should improve. The main thing, I've got the record player working at the right speed, tape's working, and the radio's working. So not a bad result really. Just needs a bit of a clean up once I've got the screws back in. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please can you like and subscribe, and I will endeavour to do similar fixes to various bits of kit in the future. Bye for now.